Oh, that's a pretty good shot.
You're a pretty good shot.
Let's do that. Right there. Just gotta get my obligatory out of the way.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight?
Doing good. I'm just getting ready for the next weekend. We got a 3-day weekend coming up.
Yeah,
Columbus
that's
Day,
right,
so
Columbus Day.
Should be pretty fun.
Good times. And joining us via the magic of cell phone is someone who, if you've watched the show, even just started watching it recently, you will know this guy. He is a regular guest on our show. Our buddy Doug is back. Doug, good to have you, man, as always.
Hey, thanks for having me on again, guys.
No
good
problem.
good to have you here, and well, not here, but you know, here in the yeah, exactly, the not metaphor. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I never know what I'm trying to say.
Spirit.
Yeah, in the spirit of things, exactly. So for tonight's episode, it is October.
Mm-hmm.
Happy October, everybody! And with October comes one of my favorite times of year. Postseason
Halloween.
Baseball. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that type of person, but yeah, I'm talking about postseason baseball. That's right. The MLB playoffs have kicked off. The last two nights there were the NL and AL wild card games, and then that is setting up for the divisional series, and then the championship series, and then the World Series. And one of the teams lucky enough to be participating in the postseason is our good old Boston Red Sox. After they won the American League East for the third year in a row, finished with the best record in baseball this year. So before we get to sort of the overall playoff predictions, I just want to sort of get from both Doug and Kyle just sort of thoughts and reactions to what was quite a successful regular season for the Red Sox. And Doug, I'll start with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Robbie. Like we talked about yesterday on the Sports Blitz.
That's right. By the shameless plug, Sports Blitz podcast featuring Doug and I. Give it a listen.
I did a plug for you guys.
You did.
Too,
no,
so,
you did.
It's all good.
You did. Yeah, gotta return the wealth there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I think we're talking about 108 wins, Robbie. We're talking about eight under the actual MLB record. Just tremendous accomplishment, tremendous achievement. Not that we expected it, I don't think. New manager with Alex Cora and some new players, some of the old players too. So just a tremendous season. And I just can't say enough about how hard they worked. And again, obviously, playoff baseball is a lot different. It's a different season. It starts off like 0-0, so it's different. But,
yeah.
But just the regular season was just tremendous for them, and they got going in. I think that what's great is that they're going into the playoffs with, like high hopes. They're going in with confidence.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. And I mean, Kyle, I know you and I had a chance of taking a game this season, and I know you were following along a little bit. So what were your thoughts on the Red Sox 2018 regular season?
I thought overall they've had a pretty solid season, at least from what I've seen. I know they've had a few losses, here and there, but I think they have potential. I think they really can do it. I think they've showed a lot of promise.
Yeah, and certainly it is going to be a tough road in the playoffs, as it always is, especially in the American League. And so let's sort of jump right into it because obviously, like I said, the AL wildcard game going on as we speak. The Yankees leading the Athletics 2-0 as we sit here right now, and the winner of that game will be playing the Red Sox. So you could potentially have a Red Sox-Yankee divisional series or a Red Sox-A's divisional series, depending again on how that score holds. So I just want to get from both of you guys, as we start out here, and we'll look to the other divisional series rounds as well. Just sort of thoughts, just when you think about the Red Sox versus either of those two teams, the Yankees or the A's. And Kyle, I'll start with you on this one. Just sort of your reactions, thoughts, and again, just thoughts on either of those potential series.
Oh man, I haven't. Unfortunately, I feel bad. I haven't really followed a lot of baseball. I followed definitely more football. I've been preoccupied with all the fantasy and everything with football, so I'm a little behind on the baseball section of things. But I think oh man, I don't know if I don't have a whole lot to say about that, unfortunately, because of that. So I think I'm gonna let you guys, maybe you and Doug, take the topic a little further. How about that?
Well, I mean, I know Doug. Doug definitely, I'm sure, has a lot to say on this. So, Doug, I'll throw it to you. Sort of your thoughts on either potential matchup for the Red Sox, either Oakland or the Yankees, depending on the result of the game going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like we talked about last night a little bit. Actually, we talked a lot about it. I think that we had a prediction last night. We predicted that the Yankees would win over the A's. I would love, I think we talked about also, we agreed upon that we both wanted the A's because we thought the A's would be an easier way of getting to the ALDS.
Right.
And that makes sense. But we thought that most likely it would be the Yankees.
Yeah.
And, and I said, wouldn't it be great to have the Yankees because of the fact that they match up so well with the Red Sox.
That lineup is scary.
Similar. So, yeah, exactly. The lineups are similar. Their pitching, I think, personally, I think the Red Sox have a little better rotation. Not much, but a little bit better rotation than the Yankees do. And just, I just think that, I'd love the A's to win just because it'd be nice to see the Yankees knocked off. But I think, and you can't predict who's going to win right this very second, but obviously the Yankees are leading 2-0. But I would love to see a great series. The rivalry will be back, as per usual. Would be a great series with the Yankees.
Definitely, and as you look through the American League in general, you have obviously the Red Sox and whoever wins the game tonight, and then you have Cleveland and Houston, the last two AL champions playing in the other ALDS series. So what I kind of want to throw out here for the next part of this, and we'll go to the National League as well in just a moment, but sort of out of those five teams in the American League, because if you count both Oakland and the Yankees, out of those five teams, sort of who do you think should be the favorite? Who should be the team that we're kind of it's Houston, Cleveland, New York, Oakland, and the Red Sox. Out of those five teams, who do you think, just on paper, should be the favorite in these AL playoffs? And Kyle, I'll start with you.
So, I'm sorry, one more time. Name me the teams again.
Oakland, the Yankees, Red Sox, Cleveland, and Houston.
Ooh. Well, obviously, personal-wise, I'd say the Red Sox. Personal favorite. But I guess skill favorite, based on the skills and everything and how far they've gotten so far. Oh, man. I guess. I guess Oakland, maybe?
Oh, but Oakland's losing tonight.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, that's all right, though. That's all right. Hey, you can throw it out there. Just take that shot in the dark. They could come back. They could surprise everybody. You never know.
Never know.
You never know. Anything's possible, as Kevin Garnett famously said back in 2008. Anything is possible. But Doug, same question to you, sort of. Out of those 5 teams, who do you think? Obviously, putting any homerisms, any homer feelings aside, who do you think should be the favorite in the American League?
Sure, I'm thinking that again. We had discussed this yesterday, also, which is fine. And just kind of going back to what we discussed yesterday. By the way, on the sports split. My feeling is that obviously I'm a homer. Obviously, if I could put everything aside and not be from Boston, I would probably pick Boston just because of the regular season, just because of the way they've been this year. They do match up very, very nicely with the Yankees. And again, I think the Yankees will probably win that game tonight. My other team, I'm going to say between Houston and Cleveland, I'm going to say Houston. Houston is absolutely stacked, Robbie and Kyle. Their lineup is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a great lineup.
Oh, yeah.
I think they match well with the Red Sox, but they have a great lineup. They have great starting pitching.
Bullpen too.
I think they match up the best with obviously with my homerness with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for me, I would say obviously in my heart the Red Sox, but if I'm using my head here, I kind of have to lean towards Houston. I mean, they're the defending World Series champions. They basically have basically the same core back that they did last year, and you just look at them. The way they played against the Red Sox and against those other, AL contenders this year, I mean, they were right up there. And I just think in a 7-game series, I know the Red Sox would have home field, but if they both made it to the ALCS, but the Houston lineup scares me. I mean, the Yankee lineup scares me going to the ALDS, but if we were able to make it through that, the Houston lineup scares me even a little bit more. And I just think with that, sort of that pedigree of having just won the World Series last year, I hate to say it because I live and breathe the Red Sox, and I've been a Red Sox fan since I can remember. But I mean, Houston's just really tough. I think it'd be a great series. I have to go with my head here and sort of predict Houston as the favorite. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. As I said it last night on Doug's and my podcast, but Houston just on paper, all those 5 teams looks to be the best to me. So we'll see. And I think, it's going to be interesting because I do feel like, in a sense, the American League definitely, if you look on paper, is stronger than the National League. Yeah. Like, I'm definitely a lot more concerned about the other AL teams than I am about any team in the National League in this postseason. But I do want to jump over to the National League because there's some very exciting, obviously series to come, and that the NL playoff field is set. Wow. As the Rockies beat the Cubs in Chicago last night in the wild card games. So it'll be the Rockies and the Brewers, and then the Dodgers and the Braves. And so before we get to before we get to the favorite there in those 2 series, I do want to turn to both of you because Kyle, I know you've been a vocal supporter of the Cubs the last couple of postseasons, and Doug, I want to start with you actually on this. How surprised were you about sort of the Cubs kind of, I hate to call it a collapse, but that's almost what it was. I mean, they have a home game with a chance to win the NL Central. They lose to the Brewers. And then last night, they have a home game in the wild card game, and they lose to the Rockies. Just thoughts, how surprised are you that they were not able to come through in either of those 2 contests?
you're talking to me.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I just know I didn't know you said Kyle and then Doug. I was tremendously surprised because we were actually, after we had finished our podcast last night, we started to watch some of that game.
Yeah.
And I know that they were tied going into the 13th, but I was really surprised, especially at home for the Cubs. They have done, consistently pretty well at home, and I was really surprised. And Colorado, I'm like, what? Where did that come from? It's just, I mean, they're not a horrible team, but they're not, they're not Cleveland, and they're not, I don't, to move on a little bit, but I don't think that the Dodgers or even the Brewers. But what I'm saying is that really, really surprised that happened. But that's what happens, and Robbie, you know this very well. That's what happens in baseball during this time. It's especially if you're in the wild card. Or
one game. It's
one game, one and done.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's true. And, I was just very surprised. And Kyle, I want to throw over to you now because, like I said, you always seem to support the Cubs in their playoff endeavors. How surprised are you to hear that they sort of, again, not really collapsed, but sort of,
So they kind of
got bounced pretty early there in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right because they've had a number of years where they've shown they've had a strong team, and you're right. This year, I thought they would at least make it to the playoffs, the very least.
Well, they did technically make it to the playoffs.
Or I mean, sorry, what I meant to say, I thought they would make it a little further. They were kind of like maybe. But yeah, I was a little surprised too. You're right, because I haven't heard as much about that. What is it?
The Rockies.
The Rockies. I feel like they haven't really gone that far. I don't think recently, right, in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since they made a deep run.
Yeah, because I don't remember hearing anything about them, and then they just kind of come up out of nowhere, and then they defeat the Cubs. It's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
But no, I feel bad for the Cubs. It's funny because when it comes to the Patriots, I'm a big Seahawks. If I'm not rooting for the Patriots, I'll actually be secretly rooting for the Seahawks. Same with baseball. If I'm not rooting for the Red Sox, Cubs.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's too bad that they.
But looking at the National League. So again, like I said, you've got Colorado, Milwaukee, the Dodgers, and the Braves. I must admit, I'm not as well versed on the National League as I am the American League. I've been paying as close attention, but Doug, I'll start with you on this one again. Sort of out of those four NL teams, which one would you say would be your favorite? Because I mean, obviously, the Brewers are the top seed, but as we saw over the last couple of days, anything is possible in the National League. So who would you say is your favorite going in?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. I'm with you, Robbie. I don't pay attention to the National League as much as I pay attention to the AL, which totally makes sense because we are in the AL.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's on our side.
But I think the Brewers are a very good team. But I think if I really think, if I really, sat down and thought about it for 3 minutes, I would say the Dodgers are probably somewhat a team that I think has played exceptionally well. And I think that they would probably be, they may even be neck and neck with the Brewers, but I think the Dodgers would be, I think personally, and I don't, who knows, but again, anything can happen, but I would think Dodgers first, then Brewers next.
All right,
that would be my NL.
Yeah, I agree with the Dodgers. I think also the fact that the Dodgers I kind of liken it to Kansas City a few years back. You lose in Game 7 of the World Series the previous year on your home field in the last inning, and then the next year you just come back with that fire and determination and win it all. I kind of see that same thing with the Dodgers potentially, since they lost to the Astros last year in the World Series, in Game 7 at home, I said. So I have to agree. I like the Dodgers in the National League. I know the Brewers are the top seed, but I think the Dodgers, especially after watching them in that Colorado game, I think they have the pitching and the offense to beat any of those other three teams. So I like the Dodgers' chances. Kyle, I don't know if you want to. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the NL as, just like these guys said too. So I'm just going to go by guess. I'm just going to throw it out there, maybe the Brewers.
Okay.
I guess I'll base it on the seed. And plus I like their name because I'm thinking like this is a team where between practices they just brew beer and coffee and they just drink it all the time. So, I mean, that's pretty chill. I like that. So,
okay. Well, that's certainly one way to look at it.
It's my best judgment.
I don't think I've ever really heard a sports pundit. I mean, obviously Kyle's not a sports pundit, but I don't think I've ever really heard anyone pick a team just based on the beer brewing potential.
That is the greatest what do you call it?
Prognostication.
That's words.
Words.
That's the greatest I've heard in a long time.
Thank you.
But all right, so are you going with the Brewers? That's all right. That's cool. All right, so now sort of to tie this all together, and I know the first round hasn't even started yet, but I want to sort of put ourselves out there, put it all on the line, and I want you to give me your World Series matchup and your World Series champion. And Kyle, I'll start with you.
Okay. So let me think. Matchup. So what did I pick before for the L? I think it was the
Oakland.
Well,
hey, Kyle, you got to remember that we have Sam Adams here in Boston, so you got to,
I know. Well, I'm always rooting for the Red Sox. So I'll say.
What about Coors Light?
Oh, for I know, represent the Colorado Rockies, man.
Rocky Mountain, man. There you go.
So I
Rolling
guess,
Rock, man, Rolling Rock.
Yeah, Rolling Rock. Yes, there you go. The ultimate cheap beer. I love it.
That's awesome.
So I would say, all right. So if it's the Brewers versus the Red Sox. I'm going to say the Red Sox, I think, actually have a chance against the Brewers because I'm going like team favorite.
So you're going Brewers versus Red Sox as your matchup?
I guess I might as well. I'll pick my favorite over because technically, I feel like Red Sox do have technically, if you think about it, better chance against Oakland. Yeah, I've given it a little more thought. And I'm like, probably a better match than.
So you like Brewers versus Red Sox? Who wins?
Oh, I think. Well, so let's see. Red Sox got Sam Adams. The Brewers, though, they might have like every kind of beer ever and coffee.
I'm sorry, I just love the fact that you are picking a World Series champion based on beer. That's awesome. I think that might be the highlight of the show at any of our playoff previews.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love your Red Sox. I love you, Sam Adams. But the Brewers, I think they got the better selection because they're just very generally brewing coffee and beer. So it can be anything. Could be UFO. Could be actually Boston is UFO. Just kidding. It could be Canadian beer. It could be Ransack the Universe, which I think is like another. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to base on.
Got it. Okay. Cool. All right. So Kyle likes the Brewers.
Hopefully, people understood my beer references.
Sure. Doug, what do you think? What's your matchup, and who do you like coming out of it?
I was actually going to go with who has the best hard liquor, but I thought that probably would steer us in the wrong direction. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the AL with the Red Sox. I think they have the best chance of winning. I certainly think that it's kind of tough in that way. I know we talked about what we think the series would go to. I think they're going to play the Yankees. I think it's going to go 5, but I think they're going to they're initially going to beat the Yankees in 5. And then I think they're going to go to the World Series this year. I think they're going to play the Dodgers, and it's going to be a really tough. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a tough series. I think it's going to go 7 games, which would be really fabulous.
Game 7 at Fenway. Would it be Game 7? It would be Game 7 at Fenway, yeah, because the Red Sox have the better record, yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Wow.
I think it's going to go 7. I think it's going to go 7 games, and I think the Red Sox are going to squeak it out.
All right. So, yeah, so Doug has the Red Sox winning over the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. You have the Brewers beating the Red Sox. Now, a lot of people would say I'm a pretty big Red Sox fan, but I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not picking the Red Sox to go to the World Series. I'm picking Houston. Oh. I'm saying it's going to be a rematch of last year's World Series. I think it's going to be Houston and the Dodgers. I got to go with my head here. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But I think...
Boo!
I know, yeah, boo that man.
Boo that
man. No, I think Houston's going to come out of the AL. I think it's going to be a rematch of last year's World Series. But... Well, actually, no buts on this one. However, no, I'm just kidding. I think Houston's going to win it all again. I just think they have the lineup and the pitching and, just the determination to get it done again. I just think they're a lot better than the Dodgers than they were last year in that potential 7-game series. And I think they get it done. I think we're going to have a World Series repeat. Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I'll be glad to eat crow or whatever if I am. But I like Houston. I'm sorry. I got to go with my head here.
It's a viable pick, Robbie. Viable pick.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hurting me to make that pick, but I got to go with my head here. That's my honest opinion. We are nothing if not honest here on a couch talking sports. So, Doug, as always, we really do appreciate you coming on, sharing your insight. It was great to talk to you as always, and as always, we will talk to you again soon.
No, that sounds great. Thank you guys for having me on. I love to come on anytime, and you guys have a good rest of your show, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Sounds good. All right. Dude. Take it easy, Doug. Have a good night. All right. So that was our pal, Doug.
Shout out to Doug. You're the man.
Yeah. So now to move on to wrap up our episode here, we are going to do our sort of fantasy football recap for week number 4.
Here we go.
I'm going to start if that's okay with you.
All right.
My team had a couple of good weeks. I won in my league.
Nice.
Over my pal Marcos' team. Sorry, Marcos. I beat him 82.12 to 48.38 to improve to 3-1 on the season.
Wow.
So I was very happy about that. In my second league, I unfortunately had a tough week. I fell 229.88 to 125.78, so I fell to 500. 2-2 on the year, so I'm going to be looking to bounce back next week. And then in my third and final league, let me get my week 4 matchup for that league. I won. I won 192.82 to 145.78.
Racking up those points there.
Yeah, it was a very close matchup. I'm now 2-2 in that league, so I'm either 500 or above in all 3 of my leagues. So far, that's pretty. I mean, the Patriots are 500 as well, and they still have a very good chance of going and winning the Super Bowl. So I have a good. I like my chance in all 3 of those leagues. How about you, Kyle? How did your week 4 go in the fantasy football season?
It was a bit of a mixed bag. So in our league, actually in the Hard Hitters Robbie's league. I actually lost that one. So I lost against, let me see who it was. I'm going to get the Wi-Fi going. Oops. I have little Dicky here. Save that money. Great song. Here we go.
I had a feeling you were going to dropped it in somewhere as we were listening to it on the way over here.
Oh, totally. Great song. So I'm gonna go to So my Legion of Doom. Save 'em. Oh, I can't do Fetty Wap. Sorry, I'm a terrible Fetty Wap impersonator.
You're probably pretty bad Little Dicky impersonator too, but
pretty bad. Yeah, not that great.
I woke up and I'm Little Dicky.
So
DJ Khaled, why am I yelling? Oh God. Okay. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. I'm throwing us off course here.
No, it's fine. So it was a bit of a tough loss for the Legion of Doom. They unfortunately were doomed this week. Yep, I said
Great
it.
pun.
There you go. Yeah, with overall, despite the fact that my replacement quarterback, Carson Wentz, did a really good job. Got 20 points. That was pretty solid.
He's back from injury too. He just came back within like the last week or two, so that's
pretty
good to see.
Right? Overall, though, the other team, I gotta say, the Fort Ouncers, is that the name? That's Tim, I think. Your friend Tim?
I don't know. I don't think he's my friend yet. Some
person named Tim. Well, anyways,
the Forte Ouncers.
Oh, Forte Ouncers. So, yeah, I got 71.22 and he got 106.06. So he got me good by over 30 points. So that's okay.
Hey, everybody has an off day.
Yeah.
Everybody has an off game.
It happens.
You just gotta regroup and bounce back.
Yeah, he had a really, really good team, I gotta say. He had some high scores over here, so... Oh, yeah, he had 3 of them that scored over 20 points, so it's okay. But that's all right. It's okay. Good game, Tim. On the other hand, I wanted to end on this one because in Max and Derek's league, technically led by our friend Billy, I actually went against none other than Craig. My friend Craig, who you know as
Craig,
who you know as Craig, who you've seen on our show as a guest appearance, and who I'm sure if you've seen the Craig show, which when it aired, last year, 2 years, was it last year or 2 years ago? I think
it was last year.
Last year,
summer 2017 was the final season.
That's right. So so I faced him. He's in our league too.
Craig show.
Yeah, and his team, I love his team name, Keenan and Kel.
Hey, great Nickelodeon throwback.
I know, right?
Nothing wrong with that. I can't hate the classics.
I know, seriously, right? So he, so I defeated him 123 and he got 103, so it was about 20-point difference.
Sorry, Craig.
Sorry, Craig.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm sure in your mind.
Gurley and Cooper. I got to give a big shout out to
Cooper. That's right.
Cooper he's on fire. I'm actually facing I'm facing my friend Derek. Going down. You go down.
A little trash talking. Inner roommate trash talking there.
But then again, he's got Kamara, so. We'll see what happens.
Hey, you know what? Anything's possible. Any given Sunday, man.
I'll just look at we'll see what happens.
Hey, it's 60-40, okay?
Yeah.
You may have 3 guys questionable, but that's okay.
Oh, it's 3 of my good guys, too. Anyways, so yeah, that was my week, so.
Kyle's freaking out right now.
A little bit.
All right, well, good for you, going 1-1. Not bad.
Not bad, yeah. We both had a pretty good week,
overall,
though, right?
not a bad week for both of us.
Yeah.
I went 2-1, and you went 1-1. So really not terrible. Could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
So that's gonna do it. First of all, you got anything? Sorry, you got anything else for this week? Or you good?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, cool. Go Red Sox. Even though I just picked them to lose in the second round,
Sorry,
but don't hate
Sox.
me, Red Sox. I'll still be rooting hard for it and hoping that I'm wrong, and hoping I can come on here and say that I was wrong. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. For Kyle, I'm Robbie, and thank you, by the way, again, a very special thank you to our guest, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Great having you as always, and can't wait to have you back in the near future. But yeah, so for Kyle, one more time, I'm Robbie, signing off for On the Couch Talking Sports. That was a great way to end it. We'll see you guys. Bye.